Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to the third channel video. So a lot of people have been wondering, where's the cooking with Toycat? And it makes sense that during a pandemic year I definitely do that. But no live streams of me cooking, mostly because I haven't been doing much cooking this year. It makes sense that I got into it, but I didn't. I've decided, you know what, this is the year where I suddenly give in to my ordering food in urges, because I just don't enjoy cooking as much as the time takes. Like, I enjoy eating cooked food, I don't enjoy most of the process before then. And so, as a result, I recently said that the thing that $20 adds to my life, in the context of like stream tips or something, is like, I get to buy myself some lobster. Lobster is a really dumb thing to spend money on. This is a absurdly expensive quantity of not even particularly good... Oh god, there's some weird... Oh, it's just like a little fiber on the bag. I was like, oh god, is this bad? But lobster is one of the most expensive things that isn't even like particularly good as far as the quantity goes. It's one of those, like, socially we consider it to be high class, so like we make it expensive. But lobster is basically just crab but really expensive. But the one thing I don't even like lobster. I've had lobster just by itself before. Never enjoyed it anywhere near the price. But something I am really partial to is something that doesn't require even that much lobster. It's lobster rolls. Lobster rolls are something that just brings so much joy to my life. And during the pandemic, I haven't been able to get any, so I get them shipped to me in these little kits. This one actually came straight from Burger and Lobster, as you can see from this nice little sheet right here. Burger and Lobster. They make a really good... The first time I had lobster, I wasn't like, oh, this is just expensive, and I was like, oh, I need to eat more of this. Was from there, and so they sent me some to my home, and by that I mean I paid the money. It cost me about £24 for just 2 of these, and about £40 for 4. And as a result, today, I'm going to show you how to cook these. It's not actually a huge difficulty. The biggest difficulty in making lobster rolls is getting lobster, honestly. Like, I guess brioche buns, because you want to use premium rolls, are something hard to get. But otherwise, it's pretty easy. But how do you do it, you might be curious? Let's find out. Let's cook with Toycat. I've got a new cast iron pan here too. I don't know how you even clean cast iron pans, or if you're meant to. There's a lot of rules about it, but ooh, fancy. Everything's going to be fun today. So, yeah, here's my cooked lobster meat. It's pre-cooked because you want to throw it in there cold. Something I think is really cool that most foods don't play around with is, like, temperature differentials. I love, like, for instance, like, cookie dough with ice cream on. So good. Like, having multiple temperatures of the same thing together. I really like that, personally, and something is going very wrong here. Okay, there we... No, okay, this is... Good enough for now. So yeah, I'm making some lobster rolls, and the first step is to dress some lobster. Lobster by itself, I'll show you right here. This bag costs about £10, which is so absurd. Like, probably less if you buy it not via a dumb milk it place. If I eat a little bit, that tastes like, if you had seafood sticks, they're the cheapest form of fish, at least in the UK. It's like 35p for this amount of meat. It's like... This tastes the same. It's almost identical. I bet you could probably make a budget version of those, but I won't. I eat lobster in this house, so I'm going to pour this into a bowl. I'm going to get myself some lobster over here. Then I'm going to pour myself the other bag as well, because I'm eating 2 lobster rolls today. You might think, oh, Toycat, that's nice, who are you going to share those with? It's with my vegan girlfriend. So no, I'm eating 2 lobster rolls today. I love the idea of, pro tip, anyone out there, because a few people say, like, how could you live with someone who doesn't eat meat? The best bit is you make like a meal for 2, then you're like, oh, I forgot, and then you just get to eat both. It's a form of greed you don't normally get to justify, but this is how I justify. This is how I manage to make it work. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dress the lobster. Like I said, it tastes like basically nothing by itself. Lobster is just not tasty. It's a very bland meat. If you look at like anything fancy that uses lobster, the whole thing they do is they convince you it's worth the money by covering it in things that are. So for instance, we're going to start here with like, oh, this is some, I think it's salad cream, honestly. I can't tell you what it is, but it's lobster dressing is the official title. So what we're going to do is we're going to very deliberately mash this around here. Make sure that it's very much coated in this, because I think almost all seafood has this problem where it just doesn't taste great by itself. It just tastes like flavour that is there. Again, like, the only real meat that people say, like, oh, this tastes so good or so bad, is usually, like, beef, right? Maybe pork sometimes. But fish is it's just very bland. So you gotta cover it in some stuff. This, as you can see, right here we've now very roughly covered it. I'd probably say we're meant to spend more time on it, but, you know, this is Toycat cooking. Time is a thing I value. I want that food to be in my mouth. I don't have time to be thorough, so instead what I do is I grab these brioche rolls. So brioche buns they're like seen as premium. I don't actually know how expensive they are by themselves, but look how Look how weirdly this one's cut. I guess I'm just gonna eat that off. Yeah, whenever I eat raw brioche buns, I can never taste the difference. I'm convinced it's like society has conditioned us that like when you eat brioche burgers, brioche rolls, you're like, oh, that's so tasty. I love this so much. But is it really? Is it really? Anyway, so the plan now is we're gonna cook these. I've turned on my hob with my cast iron pan, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw some butter, just regular butter. It says clarified butter. I reckon this is just butter. Because again, we need to make this taste as good as we can. How do you make bread taste good? You cover it in butter. This is, a lot of people like don't know how, like, they don't like home cooking. And the biggest mistake I think they're making... Oh wait, what I want to do is I want to take this and I'm going to like, rub this on the side of the roll. So I'm going to microwave it. Yeah, I'm gonna microwave it. That sounds correct. Let's melt this down as fast as we can. Gonna throw that in the microwave for like 10 seconds. You throw it in for too much more than 10 seconds, you got bubbly butter. No one wants that. So, 10 seconds. Yeah, that sounds about right. 9. And now we got, oh, it's still literally solid. I don't know why, again, this is just the butter they send. I'm sure, oh, it's like squidgy, like a sponge or something. If I, yeah, I'll get back to you when I've melted the butter effectively. Okay, literally 10 seconds later and the squidgy mess turned into just butter right here. So again, what we want is we want our bread rolls to be just covered in the butter. I think you're usually meant to use like an implement to cover it, but I'm very much not a fan of washing up. Again, time you spend washing up is time you could spend eating. So what I do instead is I just pour it on like this, and then, you know, I'm gonna use my finger right here. You know what, there's no rule against using your body in cooking. And there we go. That's, I think it needs more butter than that actually. I feel like we've got a whole pot right here. Let's make it count. And then, you know, why do we even have knives? What are knives used for anyway? I think they're entirely pointless. So just throw that down. At the same time, we're going to do the same over here. Just rub it all over using your knife of choice. You know, my fingers are real sharp. And then we're going to also pour butter on the other side, because we need to effectively cook both. Do you disagree with my heat setting? Okay, so we're going to cook both of these. And by cook, I really mean just like throw them on there. I guess I'll use my scissors, actually. There we go, look at this. You might think, oh, Toycat, using your fingers, that's below a YouTuber of your stature. You know, whole 17,000 subscribers you got there. Can't be seen using your fingers in cooking. Those are dangerous. We gotta stop disease spread from you to yourself. So instead, here are my scissors doing the same job. I feel like there's not enough butter. Maybe I used too much on the other side after all, because it's not quite covering the entire side. But yeah, again, lobster doesn't taste very good. What you gotta do is you gotta cover it in some butter using some very, very slippery scissors now. So while that happens, what we're gonna be doing is... Actually, usually we'd use a second pan and we'd be like, oh, while that happens, we'll melt this garlic butter into the pan, but gotta wait for that. And I'm a one pan kind of guy. I'd rather just chill around doing other things. So how's your day going? You doing good? Weather's been pretty rough here. It's nearly Christmas, but it doesn't feel Christmassy. I've been trying to get like Christmas food delivered, and then there was a whole like, oh, now we're having a shipping issue and everyone's panic buying the store, so I can't get my Christmas food delivered. I just want to eat. To me, Christmas food is just like, basically like salami, you know, like, I think it's called cured meats, like the easy meats. All I want, also, my fingers are so buttery. Use this opportunity to wash your hands, perhaps. But Christmas to me is like smoked salmon. You know, that's gone very badly, as we've explained before on the other channel. It wasn't on this channel. That was back when the second channel was just all the channels. But smoked salami, smoked like ham, just like honestly dry cold meats to me is like that's Christmas. Which is why, you know what, lobster roll time it is. Lobster rolls are becoming a part of my Christmas tradition, and no one can stop me. So what we're gonna do, you can see the lobster roll mostly done. We're gonna flip it. And we're gonna, oh, see, that side looks so much better than, oh, Christ. Okay, don't touch food when it's in the pan. This is a pro tip with Toycat. If things are hot, don't touch them. I've made, so this is an iron pan. I got it deliberately so I can throw it in the oven. All my other pans have plastic or wooden handles. And I've made the mistake 3 times now. Is it not plastic? What? I mean, I had a wooden pan at one point.
I did it.
No, like, you haven't been there. You know, I had a wooden pan. It was real. It's a wooden handle on the... It's a thing. You know what? Let me know in the comments down below. Have you ever had a pan with a wooden handle? I swear to God I have. Again, we just have to kind of wait for this. While we do that, here are these little things they send. Again, you know, you get good value for this. Are you going to show off my feet by accident? Okay, my foot's bleeding, so I don't want the internet to see that. So look, you make the little thing into a box. Isn't that cute? And it says burger and lobster. No burgers for me today, though. It's Christmas. I can't be eating cooked meats. Raw meat. I guess the lobster's cooked, but like cold meat that's been cooked to me is like raw. I feel like a cave animal or something. This lobster says cooked. I mean, you can eat raw any seafood. Do you know why that is? Please leave this in the video. I wanna. Sure. You can eat raw lobster. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one out. Oh no! Why'd you turn it up so high? This is my. Oh God! I've ruined. It's ruined.
What did you do? Where you take it, and then you scrape off the black bits inside. Do it. Oh, it helps. Why is it so hard? Because I get out and it's taking more time. It's just a jump stove. Scrape off the black bits.
When your girlfriend comes in and turns up the heat, go no. You know how to make this. You've watched the man on the internet do it. You know how to do it. This is not the territory. I'm gonna scrape off some black from this now. Can't say I've done this before. While you're scraping that off, make sure that your garlic butter is melting down. Oh yeah. So when you spend this amount of money on food, make sure you don't burn it. That's my biggest pro tip. I'm gonna use a knife, which has existed. Oh, I'm gonna use that for my. Yeah, you're not screw it. So I'm gonna get all this in the pan, and I want this to melt down as fast as we can. Ooh. That's a good noise. Okay, there's going to be a fire alarm going off in a few minutes. This is a normal part of the cooking process. If the fire alarm doesn't go off, that means it doesn't respect your cooking ability, and you need to stop that as soon as you can. You know, you need to assert your dominance on your kitchen. Again, cast iron pans are really good at retaining heat, which is why people like them. I think they're usually expensive. I got a cheap one, so I don't imagine if the benefits are the same. What we want now is we want to have some really hot butter mixture. And the goal here, oh god, is there some burnt from that? No, it's good. So the goal here, the goal here is to have a very liquid, ideally not too hot, but like ideally not too cold, mixture that's going to go on the lobster roll. That's going to provide a lot of the heat. But next, before we can deal with this, let me try some butter. Yep, that tastes like butter. Now I have to get some burnt off the pan. So allow me to show you the best thing I own. Wow, the bin's over there, but my hands are full. What will I do?
The smoke alarm is over.
But wow, what am I going to do? Good news, I've got a smart bin. Open can. Yeah, look how genius that is. Now what you got to do is we got to throw it into our little containers. We want to cut these little buns in half. So now we slice these bad boys in half. You know, people say bad boys to mean, like, a good thing. You know, aren't bad boys bad? Don't we all not want bad boys in our life? I'd rather have good boys in my life. That's all I'm saying. Am I right, internet? But yeah, we're gonna slice our buns down the middle. They're really small, but that's deliberate. We want the lobster to be the center stage. The bread is there to provide sustenance and, obviously, butter delivery. And now we take the three ingredients we have. Roll, lobster, and butter, and we combine them together. Usually if you were like serving for someone else, you'd bring the butter to the table and you'd let them decide how much they want. But let's be honest, I'm both making and cooking this. Oh wait, did you want some? You wanted some, right? Oh, you can't eat it. I guess I'll have to eat both. What a tragedy. 2 lobster rolls? That's too many for someone to decide to cook, but I guess if they had to eat one that they made anyway, I guess they could live with that. So now we're just going to fill this with the lobster. It is an easy enough process. It's going very well. Ooh, look at my heart-shaped spoon, getting my lobster from my heart-shaped bowl. Isn't this what everyone dreams of? I always worry when I'm doing this that like something's gone horribly wrong, but it's fine to just stack it out of the roll a little bit. Like if the lobster's poking out, there's no harm in that. Also, there are some very big bits. I recommend putting these at the bottom because if they're at the top, they can fall out, or there's issues you're gonna have. So for the claws, because lobsters have claws, I feel like. I don't know how lobsters work, honestly. Every time I look at lobsters, they just make me sad. Like, when they're in their natural habitat, they look like an animal. I've heard lobsters have depression that can be solved via the. Again, tell me if I'm wrong on this internet, because I'm definitely not a fishologist, nor am I a chef. I make Minecraft videos, man. We're so far outside my field of expertise, but I've heard that the same antidepressant medication that works on humans can work on lobsters, and either that's telling us that oh yeah, we have a lot in common with lobsters, or it's telling us that we think we're the smartest animal around, but even lobsters, we think our issues are so unique. But if lobsters have those issues too, I mean, lobsters don't have the issue of burning their lobster rolls. If they do, I'd be very concerned for them. But now we have 2 lobster rolls. Except they're not done yet, are they? Because now we have to add the butter on here. Again, the topping is really what makes lobster rolls good, as opposed to just a sandwich, a very expensive sandwich. And this butter, oh yeah, just all over there. Oh yeah, all over there too. Doesn't matter if it hits the sides, doesn't matter if it's filthy, because you have some form of wipe usually to deal with it. Now we have 2 lobster rolls. What was the cost of this? Admittedly, there are costs of shipping it and bagging it and doing it on small scales, but these are roughly $20 worth of lobster roll, and I'm going to have such a good time eating them, which I'll do off camera. Thank you for watching. I'm just kidding, I'm going to have a bite right now. Oh, is it going to be good? Can you mess it up that badly even when you burn it? My first bite was just bread, but the bread is really good. Again, just buttery bread. Buttered toast is one of the best meals around. It costs less than 10p a serving, but for £10 a serving. When the butter hits the lobster, hits the dressing just right, and then you got the bread to top it off with. Very good. 10 out of 10. Would recommend to a friend. Which is why I'm doing this video. So thank you very much for watching it. I hope you all enjoyed. Because third channel, don't care. Goodbye.